All right, we'll find the values of trigonometric ratios. Well, we have 6 trigonometric ratios: sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And we want to, and you should get in the habit somewhere writing SOHCAHTOA when you're talking about the trig ratios of a right angle. All right, so the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. The cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. And then the cosecant is the reciprocal of the sine function, so it's hypotenuse over the opposite. The secant is the reciprocal of the cosine function, so it would be the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. And the cotangent is the reciprocal of the tangent, so it's adjacent over opposite. So I see here's theta. First thing I really want to do, though, is locate the hypotenuse, which is directly across from the right angle. All right, well, and then from theta, I'm looking at the opposite side. So with the sine of theta being the opposite, that's the opposite side. So that's going to be 5 over 13. The cosine of theta is the adjacent. Well, the adjacent here is 12. So that equals 12 over 13, opposite over hypotenuse. And the tangent is the opposite over the adjacent, so we got 5 over 12. Now, the cosecant is just the reciprocal of the sine, or you could say it's the hypotenuse over the opposite. The secant is the reciprocal of the cosine function, the hypotenuse over the adjacent side. And the cotangent of theta is the reciprocal of the tangent function, or the adjacent over the opposite side. SOHCAHTOA, finding values of trig ratios of a right triangle. Let's do another one. All right, so here I got a right triangle. I want first, I think I just want to write SOHCAHTOA. Get my bearings about me. Locate the hypotenuse, which is 29, has a measure of 29. And here is theta down here, and the opposite side is going to be 21. The adjacent side is going to be 20. And let's just kind of speed through our 6 trig ratios. So in this case, the sine of theta is the opposite, 21, over the hypotenuse, 29. The cosine of theta is the adjacent side, which is 20, over the hypotenuse, which is 29. And the tangent of theta is the opposite, 21, over the adjacent, which is 20. And let's see, the cosecant of theta, well, it's just the reciprocal of the sine function, or it's the hypotenuse over the opposite side. The secant of theta is the reciprocal of the cosine function, or the hypotenuse, 29, over the adjacent side, 20. And the cotangent of theta is the reciprocal of the tangent function, or the adjacent, 20, over the opposite, 21. And shazam, we have found the values of trig ratios of a right triangle using SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA.